note that every problem is in the body. Every problem is in the mind. That awareness has no problem at all. That consciousness has no problem at all. Never had, never will have. Logically, if there is a problem with the consciousness, are you aware of it or not? If you are aware of it, then it's not in consciousness, it's an object of consciousness. A beautiful story in how they illustrate it in the Himalayas by the monks. There's a story. A person goes up to a Swami, a monk in the mountains, and like in Manhattan, they would go to their therapist. Swami, I am suffering. I am in pain. I am suffering. And the Swami says to him, are you aware of your suffering? Now you know where the Swami is going. Are you aware of your suffering? He said, of course I am aware of my suffering. That's why I have come to you. I am feeling the pain. That's why I have come to you. If you're feeling the pain, if you're aware of the pain, if you're aware of the suffering, then you are the consciousness which is aware of the suffering. You cannot be suffering. It's an object to your consciousness. Just as this is an object I see, I am not the book. Similarly, this is an object I see, the shirt, I am not the shirt. This body is an object I see, therefore I am not the body. The pain in the body, if somebody pinches me, the pain there, that's clearly an object which is different from me. So I, the consciousness, am not in pain. I am the pain is not denied, but the pain, I am that which reveals the pain. This person, but this is not the end of the story. The punchline comes next. This person goes, thinks about it. If you do that, you know what happens? A slight space opens up between you and your experience. The object of experience. Between you and your pain. A slight space opens up. It could be physical pain, it could be emotional pain, mental pain, trauma, but a space opens up between you and that. You see, I am not it. It's there, but I am not it. The moment that opens up, you sense a freedom, a lightness, like a burden off you. Whether it is illness, whether it is emotional suffering, mental suffering, just existential angst, whatever it is, I am not it. It is an experience. I am the experiencer. It is changing. I am the unchanging. It is an object. I am the subject. I am consciousness. It is inert. I cannot be it. You feel a relief. And this man also felt such a relief. He came back to the monk and said, Swami, you are right. I am not suffering. I am so peaceful now. And immediately the Swami scolded him. Say, you are not peaceful. You are the witness of the peace in your mind. A very great teaching there. Because the mind is so subtle, we tend to fall into its trap again and again. Moment the mind becomes calm, oh, it's an object. I am not the pain, I am not the suffering. As a result, you will see the suffering itself will go away. Most of our suffering is psychological. It will itself diminish. Even the physical pain will diminish and will become manageable if you do that. But the moment it happens, you fall into the next trap. The mind is, so it's so peaceful, I am peaceful now. That's also a feeling. That's the mind being peaceful. If that man has thought, I am peaceful, what will happen to him the moment he goes back from the mountains to say Delhi and hits the traffic there? People in the United States say that LA has the worst traffic in the country, Manhattan has the worst traffic. Well, they haven't seen Delhi traffic. And the man, when he gets trapped in traffic, he would say, oh, I was so peaceful in the Himalayas and now I'm so miserable here. That's the mind. It's the mind which is peaceful. It's the mind which is disturbed. Ashtavakra says, you are not peaceful or disturbed. You are peace itself. Nothing can touch you. That consciousness you are. And what does he say? Chiti vishramya tishtasi. Next word is, each word is valuable. Tishtasi in Sanskrit means stay there. Stabilize. Now you know. But still it won't help. It will evaporate like ice if you put it out there in the hot sun. This knowledge. Then you will say, Swami, it works sometimes when I listen to the lecture, when I meditate and when I read the book. It works for a while, but then it goes away again. When I'm at home or in my job or struggling to make a living, then this knowledge is not giving me peace. Why? Because again, it's there. You are still that consciousness, absolutely at peace, undisturbed, undisturbable. But what happens is you get caught up with the mind again. So he says, tishtasi, stay with it, marinate in it, soak it in. More you do it quietly, the more you will be able to do it in active life.